We'll start with 1.26. We had done quickly last time. We'll recapitulate and perhaps add something more also as we proceed. A glamour from the unreached transcendences, I redescend to the glory of the unseen. A message from the unknown, immortal light, ablaze upon creation's quivering edge. Dawn built her aura of magnificent hues and buried the seed of grandeur in the hours. Now, dawn comes in the fifth line, the main subject. But what that dawn is, it is a glamour. What that dawn is, a message. In the first two, in the previous four lines, we have got the qualification or the namification of what dawn is. Dawn is a glamour, dawn is a message. Therefore, if you read now, dawn, a glamour built her aura, a message built her aura. It would amount to that, you see. A glamour built her aura, message built her aura. So, in that sense, glamour and message are feminine. Her. They become feminine, you see. You are getting? This glamour and this message, they stand for dawn. So we can read also, a glamour built her aura, a glamour built her aura, a message built her aura. Glamour and message standing for dawn. That is what this construction means. Dawn. Dawn. Glamour and message are kind of substitutes for the dawn. And her aura, built her aura, means dawn built her aura, her own aura. You got brightness coming up in the sky early morning, like that you see. Her aura of magnificent hues, of course, the morning colors are very rich and they are beautiful, they are magnificent, very appealing, very charming, very lovely, all the magnificent hue. And buried its seed of grandeur in the hour. Now, this its stands for what? Aura, exactly. Not for her, not for dawn, not for glamour, not for message. It stands for aura. So now it is that aura in the sky which has cast its seeds somewhere. Seed of grandeur. Now what this seed of grandeur is, which she has cast in the hours, that will come later on. The seed will be described as we proceed further. In fact, we will see them shortly. Now, an instant visitor, the goddess shone. As I told you last time, instant visitor. Visitor would mean dawn, if you connect it with the previous sentence. But because there is a colon here, I would rather connect visitor with the next line. An instant visitor, the goddess shone. On life's thin border, a while the vision stood. So this visitor is the vision. Vision is the visitor. On the sky, the vision is there of dawn or whatever you call it now. You can link it, that vision, with dawn if you like. But grammatically, visitor is this vision. If you like, you can. Grammatically. What I mean is grammatically, The visitor here is for vision, from the point of view of construction of language. Now, of course, this vision, you can say dawn. Well, as you have got a glamour, as you have got a message, you can also say a vision. But still, I will kind of little disconnect that thing. I will go forward. Mean now that sentence is left behind, and it is the visitor vision which is being described further here. An instance visitor. Now it comes for a short while, stands there, and cannot disappears. You see. Now here there is a very difficult word, thin border, life's thin border. What does it mean by? Of course, in the morning, the light is very thin, dim, and like that thing. The line is also very faint, that kind of a thing. So, from the point of view of poetry, you can link up that thing. But still, I will say that thin, life's thin, he says, life's thin border. It has some kind of an occult connection with the evolution of things which have taken place so far. Mean life has kind of just arrived on the evolutionary scene, and on that evolutionary scene of life, now that vision is standing. Life has just arrived on the evolutionary scene, and therefore it is a thin border of transition to fuller life, to brighter life, you see. Thin, you see that thin, otherwise I don't understand why that word thin should be used at all. You see?
Border to what?
Huh?
Border to what?
On life's border, a while the vision stood. Politically, it is perfectly all right.
What border?
Huh? You don't need thin for that at all. From the point of view of meter, you don't need thin. From the point of view of meter, you don't need an extra syllable. On life's border, a while, the vision stood. It's perfect pentametric. You see.
The border could be very thick.
Yeah, how does it matter? Let it be.
We want it
How does it matter? No, in other words, thin is trying to convey some extra sense, some deeper significance of the entire process of things. Thin is not just for the sake of, means not adding thin to fill the requirements of poetry. What I'm trying to say, he's not adding thin to, because without thin the poetry is perfect. So it is not for the sake of poetry that thin is added. Sometimes, you see, on life, so thin border, I will say that this is really the stage of the arrival of life which is now kind of maturing up. The dawn is on the point of life emerging into something different. The dawn is connoting the transition between what life is now, until now, and what is going to follow. And therefore, there is a thinness there. Thin is a very powerful word here and very purposeful word. See, what I am driving at is, when does life arrive? We have seen the entire description of the involution and slowly the appearance of matter, inconscious matter, and life. And from life onward, then things start moving towards mind. In other words, from life's border, what is going to happen? The mental being is going to arrive. It is between the transition between that life and mental being that the dawn is standing. The dawn is standing at that point, you see. He is kind of preparing now for the step ahead of life, you see. And you see, we will see that thing again in some detail, but let me just quickly say here, this dawn corresponds to which period of transition? Dawn corresponds to which period of transition? Metaphysically, you have involution, you have void, you have got inconscience, you have got matter, you have got life, you have got mind, and things will follow up, you see. Now, for which period of transition this dawn is corresponding to, you see. My surmise is that she is describing here the transition which is going to take place between what is called in the Indian mythology Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga. Satya Yuga and Treta Yuga. In the Satya Yuga, there are 4 avatars. In the Treta Yuga, there are 3 avatars. In the Dwapara, there are 2 avatars. In the Kali Yuga, which is now going on, 1 avatar, you see. So you got 4, 3, 2, 1, you see. In the Satya Yuga, the 4 avatars are Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, and Narasimha. That is fish, Matsya, fish, then Kurma, tortoise, then Varaha, boar, and Narasimha, half lion, half man. Now, all these 4 avatars belong to the life category. Matsya, in the fish, is not really a mammal yet. Kurma, between water and land. Varaha, he becomes mammal. Then you have got Narasimha, half lion, half man. And all these things are happening in the Satya Yuga, the first part of the present cycle, you see, of Satya Yuga. So now, the transition is, that is the thin border. Here you have come up to the point of view of Narasimha, the lion man, you see, and you are going to step now into the next Treta Yuga. Treta Yuga has 3 avatars. Vamana, the dwarf, then Parashuram, a Kshatriya, a Brahmin with an axe in his hand, with an axe, Parashu, and then Rama. What we call Sri Rama, you see. Pardon me? Lion man, yeah. It is he. See now, first Narasimha. It is, see now, the function of these avatars was to destroy the earlier creation, to remove those things. What are the earlier creation? We had Rakshasas, Pishachas, then Asuras. All those things were in the time of Rama. There were Rakshasas and there were Asuras. And avatarhood of Rama belongs to that period to remove those earlier vital beings who have occupied this creation. Not only that, there were also people who had kind of mental faculties, who are animals, not exactly animal, but animal-like. Vanara, monkey, what we call is monkey. Vanara is a different thing than monkey actually, but for the want of proper word, we will call it monkey or ape, you see. Now, ape is not really the animal ape. Ape is somebody who is ape-like, who has a mental faculty, who is ape-like. And Vanara, Hanumana, who assisted Rama in the war. The animals who assisted Rama in the war, they were already kind of mental beings, mental types who had advanced to that particular stage to take the work of avatar forward, you see. Jambuvanta, Kumbhakarna, they were all Asuras and Rakshasas, you see. And they were helping Rama in the work, Hanumana. They were all helping. And it is with the help of these animal-like mental beings, mental type, who came to help Rama. So in that sense, the transition from vital man to the full mental man has taken place at the time of Rama. In the history of evolution, That is what. So it is at that point the dawn is appearing, and that is the thin border of life. That is the thin border of life, you see. It is, in other words, I will say that this is a transition taking place between one type of vital being to vital mental being, and then mental being coming forward in a greater way. And later on we'll see in the very first line of the next section, and Savitri too awoke among these tribes. These are the tribes. Among these tribes, Savitri too awoke. In other words, the birth, not birth, the awakening of Savitri coincides with this transition from Satya Yuga to Treta Yuga, you see. If you want to say, when did Savitri has been here all along, through the entire history of the earth. Since the beginning of the earth, wherever and wherever there was a possibility for the manifestation of the Supreme Light, I was present. That is Savitri. I was present. But when she is present, all right, but when does she awake? Among these tribes. Savitri awakes among these tribes. This mental being has started coming into picture. Man lifted the burden of his fate, and Savitri awoke, you see. So this life's thin border corresponding to that kind of transition, and the dawn, therefore, we can pinpoint in what moment of history this dawn is occurring. This vision is occurring, you see. Pardon me? Yeah, thin border. Thin border. Yeah, yeah, but then it's developing. I'm extrapolating a little further.
Yeah, but how did you understand that the dawn it was on the border of man?
I'm linking up what is going to come next time. No, next section. And Savitri too awoke among these tribes. What does that these tribe mean?
Yeah.
These tribes mean this transition from Matsya, Kurma, etc., to the vital man, and then to the mental man. The avatarhood of Rama is basically the arrival of the mental being in the course of evolution, and therefore it's a very significant event in the history of evolution, and Rama is therefore great from that angle. You don't understand. We say, how can monkeys go and help him? They are not really monkeys. How can animals go and help him? They are not really animals. They are already mental beings of a certain type who have progressed in that direction, you see. We'll see that thing also. So here I am what I am trying to tell you is that thin is not superfluous, is not without meaning. You see.
How did you find all this?
Pardon me?
How do you find all this?
It's there already. It's there already, you see. Therefore, it is that vision now which is interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss. What is it interpreting? The vision of future, the bliss of future. That vision is standing there. That lies thin border is standing there for that purpose. He is already now kind of giving a preface and introduction to the arrival of the significant myth of Savitri. Interpreting a recondite beauty and bliss. So that vision now, that standing, that dawn which is seeing all the possibilities, prospects coming forward, it wrote the lines of a significant myth, telling the greatness of spiritual dawn, greatness of spiritual dawn, a brilliant quote penned with the sky for peace. Sky for peace. As I told you last time, you really need to write the story of Savitri, a page as big as sky. And sky is necessary also here. Sky is serving double purpose. You need a vast sky which has no limits at all anywhere, and sky is also because of the dawn. The dawn appears in the sky. In the sky, you see. So the sky is really is serving double purpose. Sky is serving double purpose. A brilliant code pen. Now, what is the code? The story of Savitri, of future, of bliss and beauty. That is what it is going to write, this vision, you see. So, in other words, it is already foreseeing the possibilities which are opening out in the arrival of this dawn. And therefore, now, almost that day, the epiphany was disclosed, of which our thoughts and hopes a signal flare, a lonely splendor from the invisible goal, almost was flung on the opaque inane, almost that day. So here again, that day the epiphany was disclosed. That epiphany is also a lonely splendor. The balance of the construction means the epiphany is also a lonely splendor. And as I told you, the word epiphany has connotations. In a way, it is suggestive of the gifts the three Magi brought for Christ. Gold, myrrh, and frankincense. Gold is spiritual knowledge, supramental knowledge. One of the gifts, supramental knowledge, myrrh, the purification of the vital. Purification of the vital, because that is what is happening in the course of life earlier. All these Rakshasas, Pishachas, Asuras, the purification of the vital, that is myrrh. Frankincense, the immortalization of the body. Immortalization of the bodies. So the word epiphany is not used really in the sense of the Christian mythology, but it has that connotation here. So almost that day the epiphany, all these things would have happened. Gold and myrrh and frankincense would have come up, you see, all that thing. That is the significant myth. That is the brilliant code. The brilliant code is that, of which our thoughts and hopes. So, what are our thoughts and hopes in that context? Very small little thing, clear. A lowly splendor from the invisible goal almost was flung on the opaque inane, nothing, on the nothing, you see. Once more, a treat perturbed the vacant vast. Once more, a treat perturbed the vacant vast. Now again, see, almost was flung. It was happening earlier also. It is again once more is happening. Okay, now we say, before we go further, we have seen here, buried is seed, the aura buried is seed of grandeur. Buried is seed of grandeur. What are the seed of grandeur? Lonely splendor, epiphany, they are seeds of grandeur. They are seed of grandeur.
They are the future dawn.
Yeah, future. No, well, in the context of the text, we are seeing. What are those? What is that seed of grandeur? Epiphany is one aspect of it. The second is lonely splendor. Splendor, it flung. Then a face of rapturous calm. That is the seed. That aura had seeded. That is the seed. Eternal light, that open heaven. A form, that is the seed. Ambassadress, that is the seed. The omniscient goddess, that is the seed. Saw the spaces ready for her feet. So he has described, now he has not kept seed hanging. He has described these are the seeds. These are the details of the seed, you see. Splendor, lowly, the epiphany, splendor, face, form, ambassadress, goddess, omniscient goddess, you see. So that dawn has come, she has put the seed already in the entire process for the future to happen, you see. Once more a trade, yes. But yeah, that's right. Because it is in the context of OPEC in name. So some movement is taking place now. Something is happening in the OPEC.
Disturbing.
Yeah, disturbing. Infinity is center. So infinity is the center. What is the center of that infinity? That face, that vision which is standing in front of you. Infinity has a center, and that center is this face. Face of rapturous calm is the center of infinity. Parted the eternal is that hope and heaven. So with that face, with the, now the doors of heaven are getting open. A form from far beatitude seemed to near. Now this is what dawn has brought. It is not dawn. Dawn has cast the seed. Dawn has brought a form from far beatitudes closer to us, you see. What is that form? She is an ambassadress. She is an omniscient goddess. Now, before we go further, we have got here once more. As I said, in this particular part, we have got this phrase appearing 3 times, once more. The first occurrence is at 1.6. A shadow spinning through a soulless void, thrown back once more into unthinking dream, earth wheeled abandoned the hollow gulls. Once more. Now, the shadow spinning is of course the earth itself, earth herself. Now he says again, earth is thrown once more. Once more. It had been happening. Okay, now please go again and start your work, you see. Earth will abandon the hollow gulls, you see. Once more. You see that once more is meaningful here. It really means all the cycles of evolution, all the cycles of creation, automatically, you see. Once more, the unthinking dreams, obviously. Earth will abandon the hollow gulls. Means this is not happening for the first time. Here, once more a trait perturbed. It's not happening for the first time. Then the other occurrence is 1.16. A thought was sown in the unsounded void. And then he says, but the oblivion that succeeds the fall has taken place, 1.16. The oblivion that succeeds the fall had blotted the crowded tablets of the past. Had blotted the tablets of the past. Tablets, something which is inscribed on a clay or on a wax and kept permanently. On a stone, tablet of the past. And all that was destroyed must be rebuilt. And old experience labored out once more. You see. Once more. Pardon me? Yes. So, well, it has got to be done again. You can't help it. Yes.
The last time, because I wrote down, you said elaborate by the avatar.
Yes.
So it means that every time there is an avatar who can to elaborate.
Yeah, of course.
Without that,
Yeah. Yeah.
but in another way.
Yeah. So this once more the trade perturbed. So the dawn is coming, and once more the whole thing is started. Let's move on further. See.
It just goes a little faster to the same point.
You know what that once more means? That this is a kind of a cycle. This is a kind of an experiment which has been going on in previous cycles, and it is being carried forward.
But each time it goes a little bit faster to the same point.
Faster, possibly, yeah, because you gain from the previous experience and move forward, obviously.
That means like you have the second, you have
Yeah,
birth.
you have
Quickly to the
obviously as you have got a birth on the past, whatever you have gained as your merit, as your punya, that becomes your treasure, that becomes your starting point, and on that you build up things further.
same with the
You build up further. You build up further, you see. Yeah. In other words, the earlier creations, although they were dissolved, they were not there for nothing. They were not there for nothing. Once more, that labor has to be gone through is well, you are recapitulated and carrying it forward, you see. Once more, a trait perturbed, the awakened to vast, infinity center. Now again, as I said, that dawn is coming and that infinity is that seed face a form from far beatitude seem to near because she has cast the dawn, that aura has cast the seed, therefore that form is coming closer to us from beatitudes. Coming closer. Ambassadors, now he is elaborating. She is coming, all right. She is coming as what? She is coming as an ambassadress. She is bringing us some message, some hope. She is not only coming as a messenger, but she is also doing something here while she is coming here. The omniscient goddess leaned across the breast. That is the seed that Aura has cast, that dawn. So it's a real big dawn that she can cast such a seed, you see. And saw the spaces ready for her feet. Wrap the faded jarring to the star. Who is her feet? Feet of the goddess of the issue. She says, yes, now I can walk in there, you see. I can step into the process, you see. Means things can be taken forward very rapidly now from this onward. Therefore, once she half looked behind for her veiled son, that goddess, that ambassadress, veiled son. She is not able to, obviously, well, in a way you can say, as a physical image, the dawn is there. The dawn sees something which is in the future. She looks behind, the sun is not yet there. She looks for that veiled sun, you see, as a physical image. Then once she half looked behind for her veiled son, then thoughtful, went to her immortal work. Well, sun is not there, but she has to carry on her immortal work. What is this immortal work she is going to do? Dawn is not going to do it. This ambassadress, this omniscient goddess, she is going to do the immortal work. What is the immortal work she is going to do? She sees that the sun is veiled, the sun has to come forward. So whatever is necessary for that thing to happen, that she has to do in the occult. Prepare the ground for the sun to come out and shine its light on its creation. It is that immortal work she has to do, you see. She half looked behind for her veiled son, then, thoughtful, went to her immortal work. See, this is what happened. In fact, this is what the gods have been doing all along. This is what the gods have been doing all along. They have been preparing the whole requirement, the desideratum. They have to prepare the ground, they have to prepare the framework, they have to prepare everything in the occult before things can happen here on earth. So the gods are not there for nothing. They are not enjoying heavenly bliss in their own way. They are of course doing that thing, but they have also some kind of a work assigned to them. They are there for some work, and that work is connected with what should happen on earth. So they prepare the necessary occult basis for things to go on earth. The gods were created for that purpose, and they are busy with that. They are stuck with that, and they kind of have to perform this duty, so to say. So she has to do the work there now. Goddess, she is a goddess, you see. She is not somebody who has taken the mortal birth on earth, you see. Once she half looked behind for a veiled sun, then thoughtful went, thoughtful. Yes, there are many gaps yet. Many things have got to be done still. Where sun is there, if the sun has to break upon earth, well, she has to give further thought to that, and whatever is required for that to happen, she has to carry out, she has to work out. Immortal work she has to do in the occult before the sun becomes unveiled, you see. Now, she have to immediately, what is the impact? Earth. Because these gods and goddesses, they are doing work for things to happen on earth. That is their assigned duty. That is assigned. Earth felt the imperishable passage close. That is also a kind of a seed dropped by the aura. The dawn is already casting their seed. Imperishable passage close. The waking ear of nature heard her steps of that immortal work, that doer of the immortal work. Hers, and wideness turned to her its limitless eye. I told you last time wideness, that what wideness is, you see. Limitless eye, and scattered on sea there's a luminous smile kindled to fire the silent to the world. A luminous smile kindled to fire the silent to the world. What a line this one is. And you see again, you can see the difference also. Earth felt the imperishable passage close, line stops. The waking ear of nature heard her steps, the line stops. And wideness turned to her its limitless eye, line stops. And scattered on seed, her luminous smile kindled to fire. Line is overrunning to the next line. Anjama, you see. What a powerful technique he has used, you see. That is the real inspired poetry. It has to overflow that thing. A luminous smile kindled to fire the silence to the world, you see. Sans sourire lumineux, à lever le feu du silence des mondes. Correct? How does he translate that?
Kindled. He set the fire, he put. For kindled, he set the fire. He put mis le feu. Il a mis le feu.
Okay.
Mis, mettre.
Oh, yeah.
We said like this in French, we
But my LV is also better. Is better?
No.
Allumé. Yeah. Allumé.
No, we don't say allumer the fire. We said, for example, allumer the oven, allumer the candle. But the fire in itself, we put the fire.
Okay.
Oui, mais Kindle means allumer, but in this context, allumer.
Non, tu allumes une machine ou quelque chose qui donne. Oui.
Allumé le feu de silence des mondes. Okay. What a line this one. And scattered on secret depths. Secret depths. You see, this is what happens. Secret depths. Below all that immense darkness on that. And then all grew a consecration and a rite. The fire is kindled. Agni is now ablaze. And all grows a consecration and a rite. A yajna is going on. So now this is the.
Does she create Agni there, or is it Agni existing and he comes.
No, it is the divine Agni who is now kindled in the occult.
But he already had created
Now this is specific, Agni is always there, but now a specific action is being taken and therefore the Agni is set ablaze.
the world are starting
Well, it is now the description of a Vedic yajna. Vedic yajna, you see. The power of the Vedic yajna is that what you do to the Vedic yajna, it gets realized. In other words, this yajna is meant now for the arrival of the avatar on the earth. Earth felt the imperishables, right? Earth felt the imperishables passage. Now, in order that that happens, you have to kindle the fire, you have to do the yajna. And it is this yajna now which is being described here. All grew a consecration and a rite. Here was a vibrant link between earth and heaven. The wide winged hymn of a great priestly wind arose and failed upon the outer hill. The high boughs sprayed in a revealing sky. Now, here described the yajna very briefly here. Now, the description of yajna appears in Savitri half a dozen times. We shall see that how it happens. Now, this is the 63.9. This is the yajna being done by the sons of falsehood, evil, all those people who are there as hostiles. This is in book 2, canto 8. The world of falsehood, the mother of evil, the sons of darkness. The sons of darkness, they are doing the yajna there. In the vacant presence of the sacred fire, in front, the residus of the mystic rite. They are doing the mystic rite, facing the dim villament none can peer. Intones a solemn hymn, the metered priest, invoking their dreadful presence in their brain, attributing to them the awful name. He chants the syllables of the magic text and summons the unseen communions, and while to the incense and the muttered prayer, all the fierce table veil with which the world is racked is mixed in the foaming chalice of man's heart and poured to them like a sacramental wine. So he has both Vedic yajna and the sacramental wine, both of them you see. Now this is the yajna being done by the sons of darkness. For their own glory, for their own power, for their own greatness, for their own assertive will to come into play. They are doing this yajna in the world of darkness, you see. Actually, in Ramayana, there is a very powerful description of the yajna being done by the Asura, by the Rakshasa. The battle is taking place between Rama and Ravana. And then they notice that Ravana's son, his name is Meghanad. Meghanad, the sound of the cloud, Megha, cloud, sound of the cloud. His other name is Indrajit, who has conquered God Indra. Ravana's son has conquered God Indra. And in the cave down below deep, he is doing a yajna there. Because tomorrow he has to face the enemy, Rama and Lakshmana and all that thing. So he is invoking power in the yajna to fight against them, you see. And the yajna is going on there. Now when these people notice that such a yajna is going on, he will bring Brahmastra, the weapon of Indra, of Brahma himself, and nobody can resist that. And if he succeeds in that, then Rama has no chance of getting a victory at all, you see. So they had to thwart that yajna somehow. Thwart. See that they had not destroyed, you see, somehow. And the machination goes on towards that. And next day, when Lakshmana and Indrajit, they fight, Lakshmana gets wounded severely because of the power which he has received from the yajna. See, he is wounded, he would die, and then the doctor attending on Rama's army, he tells them that there is only one medicine which you have to bring and which can revive Lakshmana. Otherwise, he would be dead, you see. And he said that herb is called Sanjeevani. Sanjeevani herb. Where is it? It is there on the mountain peak of Himalayas. And you have to bring it quickly, and then only he can be revived, Lakshmana. See. Who can do that? Vanara. See, the tribe, mental tribe already has become now. You see, Hanuman, he is the only person who can do that, who has strength and the capacity to do things what he wants. So he goes, flies straight to Himalayas. And then he does not know in Himalayas, is this Sanjeevani or is this Sanjeevani, because he does not know that. So he lifts the whole mountain and brings the mountain here on the battlefield. Now you select what what herb you want. It's not my job. You select. Then they pick up the herb particularly, and Lakshmana is revived because of that, you see. Now, these are already tribes who are helping God, who are helping Ramana, Avatar, who are already helping the Avatar, you see. They are already evolved. They are not apes. They are ape-like creatures who have that capacity. They are not people in the occult world. So, the story of Ramayana is to be really read from the occult point of view. It is not that a monkey from the field is coming and helping you like that. It is there are different types of people altogether who are coming and helping you. So, the yajna is thwarted, the Sanjeevani medicine is brought, and Lakshmana is revived. So, that is the power of yajna being utilized by even the hostile forces, the sons of darkness, to get power. So, yajna is really very powerful. So, if you want to get something done, do proper yajna. Then you have got another one, 104.19. This is the marriage ceremony of Satyavan and Savitri. The marriage is sanctified, the marriage is hallowed, and they unite together. On the high glowing cupola, 104.19. On the high glowing cupola of the day, fate tied a knot with morning's halo threads, while by the ministry of an auspicious hour, heart bound before the sun, their marriage fire, the wedding of the eternal Lord and spouse, took place again on earth in human form. A new act of the drama of the world, the united two began a greater age in the silence and murmur of that emerald world, and the mutter of the priest winds, the sacred word, mutter of the priest winds, sacred word, amid the choral whispering to the love twain joined together and grew one. So, this is the halo thread, auspice hour, marriage fire. The Agni is kindled there, and in Agni is the witness for them joining together. He is the witness there. And that is a kind of a marriage which does not get dissolved. There is no divorce at all in such a marriage policy. When Agni himself is the witness, then he joins them together permanently, you see. So this is the efficacy of the yajna. Then we have got here 142, 103. This is most important. But now her spirit's flame of conscient force, retiring from a sweetness without fruit, called back her thoughts from speech to sit within in a deep room in meditation's house. For only there could dwell 142, 103, 104, 103, 103, 142, 103. Got it? I am reading now 104. For only there could dwell the soul's firm truth, imperishable, a tongue of sacrifice. It flamed unquenched upon the central hearth, where burns for the high priest, house lord, and his maid. The homestead sentinel and witness fire, homestead sentinel and witness fire, from which the altars of the gods are lit, from which the altars of the gods are lit, you see. Now this is a great, wonderful sacrifice, a cosmic sacrifice. Now this is in the context of, we are saying already, but let me repeat again. This is in the context of the dialogue between Savitri and death. Now a stage has reached, she is arguing, she is saying this, she is saying that, and this fellow says, no, you may talk, I am not interested in all that thing. So she is seeing that it is a kind of a stalemate. She has reached a deadlock and she will not be able to really win death to get the soul of Satyavan back, you see. She sees that thing. Then she resorts to the yajna in the depths of her soul. She enters into her house of meditation. She is there. She enters into her house of meditation, and deep in the house of meditation, what does she see? That a Vedic sacrifice is constantly going on there. There she sees a Vedic sacrifice. What is the Vedic sacrifice? This is what he says here. If it flamed unquenched upon the central hearth, where burns for the high house lord and his maid, the homestead sentinel and witness fire, from which the altars of the gods are lit. So that is the sacrifice Savitri is seeing in the depths of her soul. And when she sees that, she identifies herself with that, she does that sacrifice, suddenly things change. Now she becomes the leader of the march. There is the spirit of Satyavan. Behind him is death. Behind them is Savitri. That is the procession, how it is going towards the home of death. Marching like that. Now from behind, Savitri is driving the procession. It is her will, her choice, her demand, her command which will make things move the way she wants them to move when this sacrifice is done. When that yajna is done, kindling her soul, she has got full power now to do whatever she wants to do. So that is the efficacy of the Vedic yajna here. He says, high house lord and his mate. In the traditional language, house lord is called Yajamana, and his spouse, his companion, his wife, she is called Yajmanina. So the fire is being worshipped by Yajmana, the house lord, and his spouse together, Yajmanin. They are offering the fire offerings to the flame there is constantly seen. Now, who is this Yajman in the case of Savitri? Actually, this yajna is done at 3 levels. In the case of the individual, when we do, then you do with the help of your wife and spouse, husband and wife. They offer prayers and worship and food or whatever is there, ahutis to yajna. On the cosmic scale, the house lord and his mate are Agni and his spouse Swaha. Agni himself is offering to this fire the ahuti with the help of his spouse Swaha, means presence and power. They are offering constantly the ahuti to the fire. At the transcendental level, it is Ishvara and Ishvari, the Lord, house Lord, and his mate Ishvari. Ishvara is the house Lord, and Ishvari. They are offering the cosmic yajna, they are the transcendent, so that the creation can move forward, you see. So the Vedic yajna is at all the three levels, at the individual level, at the cosmic level, at the transcendental level. Savitri sees here, high house Lord. It is in the transcendent, the yajna is going on. Ishvara and Ishvari, they are making fire offerings there. And it is that fire offering which gives Savitri now the power to meet death, to meet Yama, conquer him in the course of time, you see. So that is the efficacy of this yajna here. Then we have got one more, 146.60. They are in a body made of spirit stuff. 146, 146.60. They are in a body made of spirit stuff, the hearthstone of the everlasting fire. Action translates the movements of the soul. Thought steps infallible and absolute, and life is a continual worship's rite, a sacrifice of rapture, a sacrifice of rapture to the One. So this is again Vedic yajna. So at all these great events take place only in the success of the yajna. Now here a dawn is breaking, a new arrival is being seen. It can happen only when there is sacrifice, when there is yajna going on here. And that is what we have got here. In other words, here all grew a consecration and a rite. Here was a vibrant link between earth and heaven. The wide-winged hymn of great priestly wind. The chanting is going on. Who is chanting? Wide-winged priestly wind is chanting. Arose and failed upon the altar hill. The hills themselves are the altar fire. The high boughs spread in a revealing sky. So the mountain, the river, everything is there joining this yajna, this sacrifice, this Vedic sacrifice. And in the success of this sacrifice, in the success of the future, kindle to fire the silent of the world, kindle to fire, the smile kindle. So this is the result of the smile kindling to fire. That is the power of the smiles. Or that luminous smile, that is the power of that luminous smile, that it has kindled a fire. And what is that fire? That yajna going on. So a smile kindling a yajnic fire, what a beautiful image, what a beautiful occult, powerful image it is, you see. Kindled to fire, the silent to the world, all grew, a consecration and a rite. Here was a vibrant. So he's giving some example. Here, what is all? Here vibrantly. Wide-winged hymn sung by the priestly wind arose and played upon the altar hill, the mountains which are there. So this is the yajna. Actually, this is the yajna which is taking place in the Shalva woods, where Satyavan and Savitri are there, you see. The wide-winged hymn of a great priestly wind arose and played upon the altar hill, the high boughs spread and a revealing sky. So that is the sign of the coming of the avatar. That is the invocation for the avatar to come. So what does that silent work that ambassadress was doing? The invocation. Yes, the ground has to be ready now for the avatar to come here. She attended to her immortal work. Well, this is the immortal work she is doing. This is the immortal works, and wideness turned to her his limitless eye. All grew a consecration and a rite. Here was a vibrant link between earth and heaven, the wide-winged hymn of a great priestly wind arose and faded. What poetry and what line, what powerful, see. The high boughs spread in a revealing sky. Here we are half-lit ignorance, curse the gull on the dumb bosom of the ambiguous earth. Ambiguous earth. This is what happens. This is our state. Here, where one does not even the step in front, and truth has her throne on the shadowy back of doubt, and truth has her shadow on the shadowy back of doubt, on this anguished and precarious field of toil, outspread beneath some large indifferent gaze, impartial witness to our joy and bale. Our processed soil bore the awakening ray, the Agni is kindled, and our processed soil is now bearing the awakening ray, the arrival of the avatar. She is preparing herself. Our soil, our earth is preparing to receive the avatar. Outspread beneath some large different gaze, impartial witness to our joy and bale. Impartial witness to our joy and bale. Well, here it is two. In the new edition, it is that impartial witness of our joy and bale. Our prostrate soil, the soil itself, is lying prostrate, supine at the feet of the avatar. There you see, prostrate. It is what we call in the Indian tradition, to an elderly person, to a holy man, to God, you prostrate yourself completely in front of Him, lie flat. Namaskar, that is what you do there. Namaskar not like this, but lie prostrate on the ground in front of, on His feet. Sashtanga Namaskar. 8 limbs of your body touching the earth.
8.
That is the Sashtanga, that is the prostration, the real Sashtanga. Forehead, your chest, two arms, 2 knees, 2 feet, legs, fingers of the feet. These are the 8 limbs which are touching the ground. You lie like that on the ground, then it becomes Sashtanga. 8. Sashtanga means 8 limbs. Namaskar. So that is the process. The process soil bore. Now when you are lying like that, then you really receive the divine grace, the divine boon, the divine benediction at that point, you see. You have surrendered yourself totally to the divine, and then the awakening ray starts working in you. And truth has her throne and shadow. What do we have here at the moment? Truth is there, but it is governed by reason, by doubt. On the shadowy back of doubt, you see, that is the problem. Now, we have got number of descriptions of this in Savitri. Prostrate soil, there, soil is our word, our Kurukshetra. Lifeless, asleep, not active. Prostrate is lifeless, asleep, not active, lying flat. It is a field of toil, Kurukshetra. Shadowy back of doubt. Now you have got here 68.52. Reason. So it refers to reason actually. 68.52. A million faces bears her knowledge here. Her stands for reason. Reason. A million faces wears her knowledge here, and every face is turbaned with a doubt. So you have got a turban of doubt on you, see. What an image, you see. Turban of doubt is there. 64.27. A prisoner of hooded magic force, captured and trailed in falsehood's lethal net, and often strangled in the noose of grief, or cast on the grim morass of swallowing doubt. Here you got a swallowing doubt, you see. You have got a number of them like that. Nets of doubt, 118.49. Knowledge afflicted with hue of doubt, 118.49. 11849. Then 55.11.
Ah ja, 118.49. And now was still the soil schon dry and pure, that one?
No, nets of doubt, nets of doubt. Nets of doubt. 118.49, nets of doubt. We are trapped in the nets of doubt.
49.
4-9.
Yeah, oh, nets of doubt, okay.
Nets of doubt. That's what we got.
Ancient blade.
Yeah. No, afflicted. Knowledge afflicted with a hue of doubt. 55.11.
Which one? Afflicted knowledge with a hue of doubt? Afflicted knowledge.
Hue of doubt.
Yeah. Hue of doubt.
Then you have got 141.52. Doubting every truth.
Eros stuff. False gods.
Yeah. Now, the seeker doubting every truth.
A seeker doubting every truth he finds. Yeah, these are terrible people, you know.
Yeah. Then 124.57. The word itself becomes a doubt. 57. 124.57. Word itself becomes a doubt. The word itself becomes a doubt.
Oh, in the end, the world itself becomes a doubt. Yes. Okay, next.
Next is 146.13. Last line. And stands at last upon a plank of doubt. 146.13. Truth has no home on earth's irrational breast.
It stands at last upon the plank of doubt.
Truth has no home in earth's irrational breast. Yet without reason, life is a tangle of dream. But reason is poised above dim the beam, and stands at last upon a plank of doubt.
Yeah. The reason for sure.
Okay, now last one. 87.1. Against this glory of spiritual states, their parallels and yet their opposite, floated and swayed, eclipsed and shadow-like, as if a doubt made substance. Flickering, pale, this other scheme, two vast negations are found. Now, this is what we got here. He has brought that thing right in the beginning, and truth has her throne on the shadowy back of doubt, you see. So you have got elaborations and other places also. Now, this is of course the Cartesian principle. You keep on doubting, finally nothing is remaining. So this is the Cartesian doubt which is being kind of insisted here upon. Truth has her throne, here it is throne. In the other cases, truth is wearing turban. Here, where our half-lit ignorance cursed the gull, half-lit ignorance, that is reason, mental being. Half-lit ignorance, that is reason. It is half-lit. We are the rational beings. We are the Cartesian beings. On the dumb bosom of the ambiguous earth, here where one knows not even the step in front, and truth has a throne and the shadowy back of doubt on this anguished and precarious field, of toil. That is the Kurukshetra of life. Precarious field of toil, Kurukshetra. The battlefield of Kurukshetra. Outspread beneath some large indifferent gaze, impartial witness toward joy and bale. Our prostrate soil both the awakening. So this is what happens. This is the power of this yajna. That in spite of this doubt, etc., that we have, it is able to receive the awakening ray. A spiritual light is entering into us, into the earth. Spiritual light, a little beyond my supra-rational being, is kind of appearing on the scene here. We are rational, but not very rational also. See, we are reasonable, we are reasoning beings, but not reasonable beings. See, you see, you see. So, in spite of that condition of ours, because the power of the yajna, the soil is bearing the awakening ray. It is able to see the possibility of the avatar coming here. Here too, again, all that is described in the previous sentence. Here too, the vision and prophetic gleam lit into miracles, common, meaningless shame. Then the divine afflatus spent, withdrew, unwanted, fading from the mortal's reign. So this ambassadress comes. She goes back. She goes, yes.
It's said ambiguous.
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 Globe, yeah. That is what we are.
Yeah, from our point of view, no?
Yeah,
This right.
Ambiguous earth.
We don't understand.
Ambiguous earth means it is basically dominated by reason, by mind. At this stage, you see. It is in the context of the half-lit ignorance. Half-lit ignorance. So, this is our life, this is what there is. But the power of the yajna is that an awakening ray is able to enter into it. Something supra-rational is getting opened out in us. The revelatory power is showing the possibilities of the future.
Luckily, yeah. Otherwise, you
We are
wouldn't
not such bad people, you see. You see. We are not such bad people after all. There is something in us, you see, still. That aspiration is there. Our prostate soil, both awakening ray. Here too, the vision and prophetic gleam, that vision that who is standing up there, that ambassadress, she is coming here, all that thing. Prophetic gleam lit into miracles. So the moment you get that divine knowledge, the spiritual inspiration, suddenly you see something different happening. You got beautiful poetry, you got beautiful paintings, you got beautiful music. How did it come? Something enters into you and it floods your world, your life. Our processed soil bears that ray, you see, that inspiration, and lit into miracle. Common, meaningless, save. They may look very ordinary kind of things, but suddenly you find something new, something different in them, something beautiful, something charming. The first in beauty is the first in might. The first in beauty is the first in might. What a beautiful line. This is from Keats. Keats' line. First in beauty, see, you see a beautiful painting and so powerful, suddenly it becomes first in might. Painting, music, beautiful things are there. First in beauty is first in might. Here too the vision and prophetic gleam, lit into miracles, common, meaningless shade. Then the divine afflatus spent, withdrew. She goes back unwanted, fading from the mountain. Because our processed soil is there is something there, yet there is so much of darkness in us, so much of inertia in us, so much of resistance is there to receive the spiritual thing. She says, look, I am not going to exercise myself, I am not going to exert myself, let me go back. I have done my part. And the divine goddess, she goes back. That is why she has come as an ambassador. So what is the message she is going to carry? She has come as an ambassador from somebody. From that to that somebody, what is the message she is going to carry? Look, there is too much of resistance here. There is some awakening ray is there. some possibilities there, but people are not yet ready now. So she has spent all her possibilities. Whatever immortal work she has done, but that immortal work of hers is not sufficient for things to change here. So she is carrying that message back to the Supreme, wherever from she has come, to the unknowable. Look, this is the condition here upon earth. But then, therefore she goes back. She has done her job. She has brought a message. She is carrying the message back now as an ambassadress between the two. The message is that look, things are not very easy here. There is too much of resistance. There is too much of stupidity in the mortal, and that can't go away. There is death, there is ignorance, there is falsehood, and they are dominating the mortal creature. Simply coming here as an ambassadress, coming here as a dawn, is not going to open out the new day. So that is the message she is going to carry back forward this year. That message is an invitation for the avatar to come down here, to prepare the ground for the divine Shakti to work. So this consecration, this yajna which is going on there, is an invitation to the avatar. Look, Mr. Vishnu, you have to go to the earth and take a birth there and lift up the earth a little so that she can receive your gifts. She is in a way conveying that the avatar is a necessity now. The ground is kind of ready. She has done a part of immortal work. The ground is kind of ready. But if things have to move forward really, there is death, there is ignorance, there is falsehood, all those things are there, there is fate. If all those things are there, they cannot go away just like that in the normal course, in the usual fashion at all. It is only he who has to come here and prepare the necessary ground to remove them. So first he has to come. And he comes here what? For what? He prepares the ground. He prepares the Adhara Bhumi for the divine Shakti to come here and remove falsehood and death from this creation. So this is a kind of a double invocation. The suggestion is a double suggestion that it is an invitation for the avatar to come here. He does not come of his own. He needs somebody to call him. And this is the message which is going to him, that he has to take the birth now here. He comes to the avatar and then he does the yoga tapasya here, prepare the ground for the divine Shakti to come here. He comes here as Ashwapati, does the yoga tapasya. Ashwapati yoga tapasya is what then brings down Savitri here. So there is a kind of a double invocation here. Ashwapati is coming here, is necessary. In fact, Ashwapati will not come. See, a world desire compelled her mortal birth. That is the opening line of the third canto. Worst desire compelled her mortal birth. Compelled her mortal birth. Who is carrying the worst desire? Ashwapati. Because our awakening ray is there, but the things are not yet sufficiently ready for her to go. So he has to come. So this is the kind of a prolegomena for the double arrival of Ashwapati and Savitri. The fire is kindled for what? The yajna is being done for what? I will say it is not for Savitri, it is for Ashwapati. For the divine to incarnate himself here and do the yoga tapasya, so that through his yoga tapasya, then the divine power, then Savitri can come here, you see. So this yoga tapasya is the basis for the arrival, for the work of Savitri, you see. And he comes here because a fire has been kindled. Now this is the transition which I was talking about. from Dwapara, from Satya Yuga to Treta Yuga was the transition for Rama. Rama has arrived, Krishna has arrived. Now the next step is for that avatar to come here, Ashwapati in this case, you see. When he comes here, then Savitri comes and things move forward, you see. And therefore later on, last line is there, and man lifted the burden of his fate, and Savitri too awoke among these tribes. Awoke, he says awoke. She is not born, she is awoke, you see. Then when does she awake? When his work is done, Ashwapati's work is done. So this yajna which is here, I will say, here was a vibrant link between earth and fire, 1.34 and 1.35. This is the Vedic yajna invoking the birth of Mahavishnu, of the Supreme, usually, to come as an incarnation here upon earth. He takes the avatar, he comes as an avatar, you see. Unless there is, pardon?
The Mahavishnu, you said.
The Supreme.
The Mahavishnu is the Supreme.
Yes. Mother says Shebendo is a direct emanation from the Supreme.
Mahavishnu is the Supreme.
Well, as the sustainer of this creation, yeah. Mahavishnu. So this yajna is, so actually how does the avatar come? See, basically this is what happens. In the case of Rama, how did Rama's birth take place? It was the yajna which was performed by his father Dasharatha. And as a result of that yajna, he received the boon, whatever you want to call it, and then the 4 sons were born to him, to Dasharatha. Rama, the eldest, Lakshmana, Shatrughna, and Bharata. 4 sons were born to him. Now they are all incarnate, they are smaller incarnations. Rama is the divine incarnation himself. So when the yajna is done, then was the birth of Rama. Here all grew a consecration and a rite, air was, it is the yajna soliciting, praying for the birth of the divine himself on earth to carry the evolution forward, you see.